Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Konstantinos Kitrou. I'm a computer science tutor, and now we're moving on to our Microsoft Excel lesson 8 for beginners, where we will move on to functions. Functions in Microsoft Excel is a very easy way to make calculations for which if there was not for functions, it would be more complicated and more difficult to do so. But with the functions, it's really simple. And now let's find out how we use functions, how we use the basic functions for starters. So there we have a table with the usual table with the employees, like as with the previous lessons. And let's say that in B9 cell, I want to calculate the sum of those numbers of the content of those cells above, the sum of the range of cells between B3 and B8. So whenever I want to calculate a sum, first of all, I select the cell in which I want to show the result. So let's say that I want the result inside the cell B9. So I click on B9 and then focus on the formula bar. On the left side, there is a label there where if you put your mouse pointer on it, it says insert function. So you click on it and a new panel opens. And by default, the category that it is selected says most recently used. So this is the list of the functions that are used recently. If you want a different function from those, you need to select all, or in case you do know the category that the function you need belongs to, you choose the specific category. Now we can see that sum function, which calculates the sum of a number and for an area of cells, is in the most recently used. So I can select that, and then I click OK. And now I have to specify the range of cells I want to calculate. See that because I have chosen a cell B9 for the result cell, Microsoft Excel automatically understands, let's say in quotes, that the wanted results that I want to calculate the sum are B3 to B8. Okay, if that wasn't correct, I would remove it, and then I would just select the cells. And you can click on this button if the whole panel disturbs you for any reason. So now B3 to B8, okay, and there is the result. Now I'd like to show you something else. Whenever you want to calculate a sum and the cell is just underneath the ones you want to calculate, well, I will remove this with the delete button now. And alternatively, I will use the Autosum button. So make sure that you are on the menu on home, and then at the right side of your ribbon there is an icon which says Autosum and has a Greek sigma on it. So if you click on it, then automatically it uses, as you can see, the sum function. Always starts with equals. I remind you, whenever you want to calculate something, you use equals symbol, sum, and then inside parentheses, the range of cells you want to calculate the sum. Then you press the enter button, and there it is. One more very important thing. Now that I have calculated the total of those cells, I can use the autocomplete tool that I have shown you in previous lessons. And or if I click my mouse horizontally until, for example, cell E9, then it calculates the sum of the other cells respectively. Well, C9 doesn't actually make sense. I will remove that. But as you can see, for example, in D9, automatically it calculates the sum of D3 to D8 area in cell E9 from E3 to E8, blah, blah, blah. So it's very easy and very practical, very simple to calculate sums. Then to calculate the average, for example, so I will choose a B10 cell now. I'll go again to insert function label there, to this button, and there is the average. Okay, if it wasn't in the most recently used list, then I will click all, and you can just type a bit fast, not like typing simple text, AV, for example, and goes directly to those who start with AV, to those functions who start with AV. So there's the average, in order to find it a bit faster than just searching the whole list, which it's okay, it's in alphabetical order. So there it is. I do not want B9 now, because in B9 is the total. I just want the average between B3 and B8. So just remove 9 from there, and I type 8, sorry. Okay, so there it is. This is the average. And if I autocomplete to the other cells, there it is. I will remove that with the tax rate because it makes no sense. But yes, the average of taxes in D10 and the average of income in E10. And then again, the minimum. So for the minimum, you can use min function. There it is, in most recently used. So now it doesn't understand which cells I would like to use. So let's say between B3 and B8. Okay, and there is the minimum value. Okay, now that the cells are too few, someone could claim that, why would I need the minimum function? I can directly notify the lowest value, and I can type it directly. Well, that you have a point if you think like that, but first of all, imagine that the function will possibly might be used for a much bigger table, and secondly, you always need to make your results depending on the cells included. For example, if I change John's salary from 2,500 to 3,000, well, let's change the cell that affects the result. For example, Lopez is the lowest there. So if I change this one to 3,000, then the new minimum is 2.5, because 1,900 does not exist anymore. So you need also the result to change automatically. So respectively, you do the same for maximum. Insert function again. You click on max. Okay. B3 to B8. Okay. And of course, I can autocomplete both maximum and minimum. I will again remove the tax rate because it makes no sense, the result. There it is. And now I'd like you to explain the difference between the count function and the CountA, which comes from CountO. Generally, whenever you use a count function, you do not calculate a sum. First of all, you need to distinguish between count and sum. So if, for example, 5 laptops cost 1,000 euros, the sum is 5,000 because it's 1,000 multiplied by 5, but the count is 5. So yes, in count actually we calculate the population of something. So count there, we more or less expect the outcome, the result. If I select B3 to B8 and click OK, well, there is the number actually of cells I have selected. But if I go to Mr. Stone's, for example, and instead of 4,800, which is his salary right now, if I type a dash there and type enter, so that this is not a number anymore, it's a symbol. See that the count number has changed to 5 because count function calculates only the cells that include numbers. If I want to kind a range of cells, no matter what the content is, even if it is a number, a text, or anything else, a date, for example, then I need to use CountA. So there you can go to insert function. CountA is not the most recently used, so I will go to O, and I go to C letter, so it's somewhere there, CountA, which comes from count O. Okay, so now I select again B3 to B8 range. The dash is still included, but instead of 5 it shows 6. So this is the difference between count and CountA. Stay tuned, because in lesson 9, the next lesson, I will show you, first of all, more functions, and secondly, I will show you how you can calculate things depending on the function you want to use, but from different areas that are separated, which is very, very important, and even from different spreadsheets. So I will save our work right now. That was lesson 8. Stay tuned for functions part 2 then, and we will see if function as well. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.